This presentation is an edited recording of a webinar conducted on July 6, 2010 by Robin Conover, owner of Lightstone Animation. If you would like to submit an entry for year 2012 Center of the World Festival, please go to our website, www.centeroftheworldfestival.org. This project is funded in part by Kern Community Foundation, Kern Arts Now. Center of the World Festival is a nonprofit charity. We are a storytelling social theater, and our focus is to develop an ecologically sensitive community by using art as the means of creating dialogue among our members in all forms of art. And this is our brief mission statement. We inspire the community members to come and tell their stories to help us teach the future and to address the ecological challenges. And now I'm turning control of the screen over to our presenter for today, Robin Conover, and he will be taking us to the next phase of our webinar.
Okay. Thank you, Sheila. Hi, my name is Robin Conover. As Sheila has said, I'm from Lightstone Animation. I own my own animation company. Been in the animation business for about 20 years. And we're here to talk to you about animation storytelling. As you see on panel 1, we have the little fish coming into the camera. He's swimming around, as you see in number 2, and he's a happy little fish, so he's going to do a loop-de-loop in panel 3, and he's going to come back to the center screen, and he's just going to say hello. Our next group of the panels, as he's sitting there, he hears a splash, he looks up, and the soda can comes down, an empty soda can comes down. He follows it to the bottom, and of course at the end he's going to give a little verbal "ah." Okay, so that is our simple storyboard that we have. So now on to animation. As I mentioned before, we're using the program called Monkey Jam. It's a free program, and we'll make available the links to you later that you can download that if you do not have that already. Monkey Jam is a terrific program. It's a very simple program to use, as you're going to see. The first thing we need to do is set up a camera for our little project. Now, you can also use a scanner. You can just scan drawings in, and they'll scan right into the program. Or you can do like we're showing today, where you take just a little webcam, you set it up on a table, something like this. You can use a tripod, you can use the edge of a desk, but as you can see up here in the very top portion is my little webcam, and it's attached to a pole that's looking down over where I have my paper and my pieces. I also have a light source off here to the left, and that's one source, and then of course I have my source from above in the room as well. This is a closer look of how we're going to be doing our animation today. I have a little cutout fish that we're going to be using along the paper, and we also have little cutouts for the different mouth movements and eye movements. We also have the soda can that's going to be falling through screen. Okay, so now, excuse me, let's go into our Monkey Jam. Here's our program, and let me just go over some of the settings for you. When you first bring up Monkey Jam, it's a very simple screen. You'll see that off to the left are some empty boxes. You have frame numbers going up and down your screen, and you have some cute little icons here. You will see under File, you can create a new whole new file once you've done one. You can also save, you can import and export. You have in your editing section, you have the ability to cut, copy, and paste, insert frames. You have settings where you can set your frame rates. I would suggest we do 15 frames per second. As you see, it's check marked off here. I use the ping format, and I just have the darkened composite on. The profiles I just kept as default, and of course I'm using English as a language. In my preferences, I have 15 frames per second selected. I have the layer color orange. I have my folder that we're almost ready to do animation with is going to be under my project called Monkey Jams Project, and the default gives you the option of having a temporary file folder. Now we go into the capture. We're going to be using the standard mode today, black and white. I put the maximum of image hold of 4, and I have a numbering which is sequential, and my image format is ping. Preview is going to be black and white, and an editor is something that you can actually go in and you can tell Monkey Jam that when I want to make a correction on my drawing, I will do Photoshop in this particular case. But you don't have to do that. But that is just one of the options. Okay, so these are our settings as we have them so far. So I'm going to close out of that. And we're going to start animating. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a layer because we need a new layer in here. So I'm going to create layer. I'm going to give it a call. The layer, I'm going to give it the name of Fishy. And I'm going to tell the program where to put my Fishy folders. Okay. Actually, I'm going to call this Fishy 3 here. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to keep my color orange, my image folder set up, my name of my layer set up. I'm going to hit OK. And as you can see, I have this orange layer, and it's ready for our first frame. So here's what we do. We go into the Open Video Capture window. I will go here, and I will go to my camera. I'm going to select my USB device. We give it a moment, and there's my window. I'm going to pull this exposure sheet to the side, and I'm going to put my capture window next to it. And today I am assisted by my lovely daughter Alexis, who will be moving the fish around and for us to animate. So the first thing is I'm going to have some blank frames because I'm going to have the fish swim in as we watched our storyboard, as we saw our storyboard earlier. So right now I have the name Fishy, which is fine. I'm going to leave all this in numbers. The numbers is sequential, and it'll change for every frame that I do. The image hold for the first capture, I'm going to keep it 4 frames. So, and I'm keeping it sequential. I'm just going to come down here at the bottom of my preview window, and I'm going to hit my capture screen. Now, as you can see, we have recorded that blank screen for 4 frames. It has the name of the file, but it's holding it for 4 frames, as you can see here. Okay, and I'm going to do, now I'm going to have my daughter begin the fish into the screen. Now, as you can see, we're upside down, and so I'm going to come over here to this, and I'm going to tell it to automatically rotate the image. So even though my camera is upside down, it will be right side up for our movie. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to hit capture, but before I do that, we're going to do 2 frames on every drawing. So I'm going to hit capture now and ask Alexis to move the fish. Very good, and she pulls her hand out and away from the drawing so that we don't move it. We're going to capture again. Okay, Alexis, let's move it again. Beautiful. We've captured again. Let's go. And as you can see, as she moves to the next position, all of my pictures are being captured over here on the left in the exposure sheet. And they're given a different name each time. Okay. All right, we're ready for our next one. This is where he's doing his happy loop-de-loop. So we just move the fish a little bit at a time. And we hit the capture button, move the fish, capture button, and we keep moving just like that. Okay. Moves again. Moves again, and now we're getting to that place we're going to stop, and she's going to move him just a little bit, because nobody stops on a dime. It takes a little bit. It takes a little bit of time just to stop, and so she moved it just for there. We're going to I'm going to do a couple of frames of the fish in that position, and now we are going to have him blink. And what she's doing is she's taken a little bit, one of those eye pieces, and put it over the other eye of the fish. And then we're going to take it off. And she's trying to be very careful in not moving the fish as she puts the pieces on and off of the fish. I'll do another capture. So with the eyes open. Okay, and now we're going to start saying hello, like we had in our storyboard. She's going to place the open mouth on the fish. Very good. And I'm going to do this a couple of times, so we have 4 frames. And now we can go ahead and do the next mouth position. Okay, wonderful. She does that so well. All right, now that's captured. Let's go on, and then we'll take that mouth off. Okay, and now we just had him say hello and close his mouth. So I'm gonna shoot this a few times, because now, as part of the storyboard, we have there's going to be the sound of a splash. Okay, so now we're going to begin seeing the soda can coming into frame by putting the soda can just above the frame. Okay, all right, and now the frame is going to come down. And now what we want to do, before we go any further, we want to make him look up at the soda can. Okay, and we're going to bring the soda can down just a little further. And that soda can is going to start rotating just a little bit as it comes into the picture. Okay, bring the soda can down more, and let's rotate it. Let's bring it down a little further. Okay, wonderful. Let's bring it down more. I'm going to change the eye a little bit so that he's going to watch that soda can come down. Okay, let's move the can down further, and let's rotate a little bit. All right, a little further down, and a little further down. Okay, good. Bring the can down. We're gonna change his eye just a little bit, because he's going to follow that can. And there you go. And let's move his eyes so he's looking at the can just a little bit, a little better. There we go. Excellent. All right, wonderful. And the can goes out of frame, and I take a capture, and moves his eye. And now we're going to have him look straight at the camera. He is surprised that that can has come through his environment. It should be up top. Okay? And now he's going to have a sad face because he is sad that trash has entered into his home. And there's where he's going to say ah, and we're going to take a few captures here so that we have enough for him. And oops, we got our hand in there. We'll have to cut that out later. But there we go. Now we have our scene, and we've done all the animation. Now let's test it out and see what that looks like. We're going to close out of our scene here, and we're going to go to the preview movie. It's going to render what we just did. And now we're ready to play. And there is our animation. Wasn't that easy? And that was a lot of fun. My daughter has a lot of fun making these animations. Okay, so now that we have the animation, what we want to do is we want to save this exposure sheet just in case we need it later. So we're going to save as, and we are going to put it in a fishy folder that I created under the Monkey Jam Projects folder, and I am going to call it Fishy3. And that will save the whole exposure sheet and as well as the drawings. Okay, wonderful. Now we're also going to come and we're going to export. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do that. I apologize. We're going to export the AVI, and we're going to call this Fishy3 AVI, and I put it in my project. You can see that we're 640 by 480, and then we're going to hit Save Movie, and it's going to save it out. Okay. It builds the movie. In case anybody does have any questions, the name of my company is Lightstone Animation, and the website is lightstoneanimation.com. And when you enter that first page, you will find that you'll have a simple page set up here, and you can find our information at the bottom that allows you to see our phone number, and of course an email address as well. Monkey Jam has been used in Yahoo, and in fact I wanted to bring up let's see, I want to get that information for you and show you up on YouTube. Yes, there we go. There's all kinds of wonderful free software out there. I don't know if you can see this on your screen or not. I will make it bigger. Monkey Jam was just one of the many animation softwares that you can use. There's one called PAP, and there's one called Pencil. Both of them are absolutely wonderful. Mainly used for 2D animation, but once again you can either draw straight on your screen through a Wacom tablet, or you can scan drawings in. You have some free 3D software. Blender is a very popular free software for 3D animation. Wings 3D is another one I'm not as familiar with, but I've been told it's very good as well. For creating games and programming, Unity 3D is a very popular one. And then for a Photoshop alternative, GIMP is known on the internet to be a very good alternative for Photoshop. Editing software, as I mentioned, Windows Movie Maker, and then I know that the Macintosh has an equivalent as well. So I wanted to go over here to the YouTube site for Monkey Jam. not only can Monkey Jam be used in the method that we used it for, but it also can be used for stop motion. And they have a wonderful tutorials on how to create stop motion with Lego figures using Monkey Jam. And you can see some of the finished products that they've had here. They've even created a little fun casting call for the SpongeBob SquarePants Legos, which is a lot of fun. So you can have a great time with your Monkey Jam animation, and I hope that we'll hear from you and that everything will go well, and that that you'll share with us your animations, and particularly we look forward to your animations at the Center of the World Festival. And there you go. Thank you very much, and have fun animating. It's been great talking with you, and we look forward to hearing from you.